Chris Evans has a cameo in it.
Man, did you expect him to be who he was going to be in that?
You know what? And I was watching with CJ, and CJ was like losing it when it happened. But I kind of did. Like when he showed up, I was like, okay, that doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel like it, like Captain America kind of thing.
Yeah. Why would he be here?
But then when it dawned on me like, oh, wait a minute. I saw the 20th Century Fox logo, and I was like, oh shit, they're about to do. Because the only way they can really bring him back in or bring him into this in a Deadpool way is the way they did it.
Exactly.
So I was like, it dawned on me a little bit later. I'm like, oh, are they about to do what they're about to do? And then they did it. And I was like,
I was super mad at myself because this is something that I would usually guess. I would have guessed this if I saw him. Like, oh, that's Human Torch.
Yeah.
But the sleight of hand in this movie, they I don't know why I was just so distracted with everything else going on in the movie.
I mean, and then that's how we see Chris Evans now. We see him as Captain America, not the Human Torch.
He's not Johnny Storm anymore. Yeah. And even his voice, even the first thing he says is like, "Yeah, if we fight, we all die." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Oh, that's a Cap line. That's an Evan Cap line."
Right.
And then when he turned into Giant Storm, I was like, "Fuck!"
Right.
They got me.
Yeah.
The movie got me. They tricked me. The sleight of hand got me.
Yeah.
And I was pissed off myself for not
catching it,
calling that.
But at the same time, you're like, "Oh, you sons of bitches!" While you're standing up,
yeah,
slow
like
clap.
You bitches.
Like, "Oh, I hate you. I hate you."
Yeah.
Encore. Give me more.
Chef's kiss. Fuck you. I was like,
right into a fuck you.
All of that. I was all those feelings. I was like angry, but shocked, but also surprised, but excited and angry. I was like, damn, I should have caught that.
Right.
But no, but it was great though. I was happy to see that happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that was very cool.
It was a cool cameo.
And I didn't know for a fact, but I was like, holy shit, are they going to do what I think they're about to do?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way, because it's like, it's gone, it's forgotten.
Yeah.
I think because, I want to say because it was all this old shit, there's a 20th Century Fox and all this like stuff laying around, and it felt to me like that was what made the most sense, doing Johnny Storm. But again, I didn't know for a fact. I didn't I wasn't like, oh, I know they're about to do. It wasn't that at all. But I was like, that's the only thing that made sense. And I was like, are they going to
context?
And it was like, are they going to do this? And then they did it.
They did it, yeah.
And then what a dirty mouth.
What's
my cinnamon hole, my cinnamon ring, my cinnamon ring, or something like that. I was like, what?
Yeah. But yeah, that overall, I mean, it was fun. I think I had the most fun with this one, but that's because I think when I watched the first one, I was already in negative mode. Oh, this is everyone's loves Deadpool now. Yeah. And he's making jokes. I know that's what he does. I already know this is coming. And so I think maybe when I was watching the first couple of Deadpools, I was probably in a different mindset than I am now.
Sure.
So I think my experience from recall, I had more fun with this one. But yeah, when I think back, storylines were better in the first two. Characters were a little more fleshed out in the first two.
But I think this third movie, it is what it is, and it is what it's supposed to be. I'll put it that way. It is supposed to be
just for fun.
Just for fun. Just for fun. Sure, they gotta. Again, it's a spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down. I mean, it's just whatever's going on. It's just a thing to show you Wolverine, Deadpool, Elektra, Johnny Storm, X-23, Gambit,
Blade.
Blade. All this. It was just for that.
Mostly, this was a fan service movie,
big time.
But I will say it was a fan service movie done pretty well.
Right.
They handled it pretty well, I think. For the most part.
Yeah, I agree. And that's kind of slipping into a negative or slipping into negatives now. That is kind of my negative in a sense, because normally we would call that out. Yeah. The whole you banking on the member berries and the nostalgia. And on some level, I'm a little, not much, like maybe 2% disappointed that they went that route. Yeah. That they, I feel like Disney got their talons into them. And to the extent that introduce the TVA to what you're doing. And maybe that wasn't the case. Maybe they did, they weren't pushing
put our stamp in there a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Put our stamp in there kind of thing. Yeah. So I feel like that could have been an issue. Does it take away from the movie? No. Can you still enjoy it? Of course you can. Yeah. I don't know how much I need to see the TVA kind of thing. Yeah. Or whatever. Yeah. And again, typically the
they're milking the TVA
thing,
either and everything now.
What's that?
I feel like the TVA is coming into everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, they make this thing about the whole multiverse thing. It's like, stop.
Yeah.
They even call it out. They say stop doing it, but at the same time, they kind of do it in there too.
They still do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe, I mean, this could be a good swan song for the multiverse thing. Like, let that stuff go.
Let it be over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it be over.
Yeah, move on. Maybe.
Yeah.
And there's a cool preview. Like, if you're going to watch this movie, watch it early. They have a preview of Captain America.
Yeah.
The next Captain America movie. Was it Brave New World?
Yeah, Brave New World. Yeah.
So maybe this will be the jump off of them getting away from it and just telling some standard stories.
Yeah, it seems like with this trailer, and I'm very critical of most things Marvel these days, or I've been for a long time. This trailer seems like they're trying to take a step back and maybe get a little more.
Let's get back to basics.
Get back to basics, take it a little more serious. And this is the first time where I'm actually like, okay, I'm a little curious to see what Sam Wilson does or what Anthony Mackie does in this lead role.
Right.
I'm a little curious, but the tone for the trailer seems like we're taking this a little bit more serious.
Yeah, no more of the over the top cosmic stuff going on.
Exactly. So I think like I was a little bit more okay. You got me a little bit. I would go to the theater to see this one.
Yeah. Yes, I will. I will go to the theater and watch it. Yeah,
just based on this trailer.
Yeah.
But no, going back into some more negatives, that kind of what you were saying kind of ties a little bit into like the multiverse thing still comes off as lazy to me in a lot of ways.
Sure.
But I don't know why I was bothered by a lot of like, so this movie was rated R, right? And there was a lot of breaking the fourth wall and a lot of making fun of themselves, right?
Yes.
My problem with that is like, you're too late. Like we have been saying this about you guys for a long time. Like we have been saying you guys need to be making more Daredevil type shows. You guys need to be making more, give us some rated R stuff, give us some more violent stuff.
Yeah.
You guys have been not creating good products for the last couple of years, and now it's like, oh, all of a sudden, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe we can look at ourselves. Maybe we're not doing the right thing. Let's try rated R. Let's try rated R. Let's try to do something because we're not making money. So if the only thing that's left is to make a rated R movie with violence and F-bombs and maybe call out that maybe we weren't doing the fans right. Then I mean, it's nice that they're changing.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like now you guys are doing it.
Yeah.
Now, to me, it feels like it's a little too late for me. Like I feel like I've been calling. I mean, my voice isn't important in the space of all things, as far as like how big our show is, but it hasn't been good for a long time. It hasn't been good for a long time, and now it's like, okay, maybe you guys were right. Let's try some rated R stuff. Maybe let's try some different stuff.
Yeah.
When it's like we've all known that you guys have been failing at what you guys are supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
And so it kind of felt like it just didn't seem like it was very genuine. Like genuinely, we're like, well, yeah, I mean, we made some mistakes, so let's try to right the ship. It's more like, well, what can we do to make some more money? How do we? Like, it didn't really seem like it was genuinely okay. Sorry, we messed up. We're trying to give you a good product now. It seemed like it was like Deadpool's popular. Wolverine's popular. Let's put it in a movie that's rated R, and then I'll make some money.
Right.
And it came off as it sometimes came off as not as genuine, like them trying to make a good movie versus let's make something that's going to make some money. And maybe we're wrong, maybe we're not.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and it's hard to kind of point the finger at them when they do. There's like a sales technique called taking away the negative, right? Where you basically say, "Oh, I messed up." I messed up by doing this. So that way you can't turn around and say "Oh, you messed up by doing this." It's like, I just said that. You know what I mean? So it's hard for the audience or people to come in and say that once they kind of point that out about themselves kind of thing. So I definitely get that point. And I guess I'm concerned that Deadpool has always been a bit of an outlier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything they were doing. So even when Disney incorporated them, it was like you have to be an outlier still. You can't be part of like the main Disney thing. Even though they did incorporate it with the movie and the TVA and all that kind of stuff, it always has to be like the crazy, whatever, vulgar
exactly
stuff that it has always been. Like they've got no choice to do it that way, or they've really just saying like, we don't care anymore. So Deadpool had to be Deadpool. You know, so it is going to be, and again, I'm not trying to put it on this next Captain America movie.
Yeah.
But it is going to, we're going to have to wait and see what they do with these next Marvel movies that come out to see if they've quote unquote learned their lesson.
Yeah.
If they're still trying to preach to us, if they're still trying to force us to accept something that they think we should accept.
Yeah.
Or are they just going to put out a solid movie?
Right. Yeah.
And then whatever comes with it.
Yeah.
Like you can get your message across if you put out a good movie.
Yeah.
Like that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Don't, sit there and like start wagging your finger at people because that turns people off.
Yeah, exactly.
So
reaching to us. And I wonder, like, is Deadpool going to either be like, or be both the exception to what everything else Marvel has done?
Right.
And also, is this going to give them are they going to be like, oh, so we can make some rated R movies and it'll sell? Because like, what were they so afraid of this whole time to make a movie that was more mature? You know, like a Daredevil style, like the Daredevil series. Like, what were they so afraid of doing that? And why were they so stuck to the formula, action joke, you know, some dialogue ending? You know, why were they so stuck to that formula for so long when it clearly stopped working, you know? So is this going to be the thing that tells them, okay, so we can do some other stuff? Or is this the exception? Like Deadpool's its own thing, wacky world, F-bombs, blood, you know, all that stuff. But we're not going to do that with Sam Wilson. We're not going to do that with, you know, any of the other characters. Nobody else is going to be in that world. So I wonder, like, is this like everyone's been talking about? Oh, Deadpool is going to save the MCU. I'm not of that mind. Yeah. So I think this is its own thing on the side. I don't think Marvel's going to just start going, okay, let's just everything's rated R now. Everything's mature. Everything's violent. Like I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Disney has I don't want to say the balls, but I don't think they're going to pull that trigger and fully shift. But like, I wonder what effect this movie's going to have on the MCU going forward.
Yeah. That's actually, no, that's interesting. Are they going to change how they do things in general? Or are they just going to say like, yeah, we can do rated R stuff. So let's do all the same stupid stuff we were doing before. Yeah. But now let's slip in some rated R. Yeah. You know, material, some rated R stuff. Yeah, that's interesting. I want to say, like I know when we first started doing the show, I think in like episode 1, we were talking about Iron Man. And I think I said like back then, like it might take 5 years. Yeah. But
I think I said never. Yeah. I said never. You said 5 years, maybe 10.
They're going to have to, they will have to figure it out. They will have to stop doing the candy coated shit. Right. And start making some good, realistic, grounded, sometimes darker content. You know, not darker just for the sake of being darker.
But just different. Some different than what you have been doing. Right. And I think you were like literally how long can you go back to the same well or something? Yeah. Or you know, yeah.
So I mean, I put like a 5-year marker on it. And so that's the optimistic me saying that.
You might be he might have made the right prediction.
Yeah, maybe exactly, right? Yeah. So the thing is like, or are they going to say, like I was saying, like, hey, rated R, now we can, you know, branch into rated R. We'll still make the same dumb, stupid stuff, but now we'll slip in a couple F-bombs. Yeah. We'll talk about, you know, drugs and here we go again kind of thing. Right, yeah. So, like, the pessimistic side of me says all they want to do is stick with the formula. They're too afraid to do anything different. Yeah. And they're going to stick with a very mild-mannered formula and think they're doing rated R content, think they're doing, you know, darker, deeper content, and it's going to be garbage.
F and Moon Knight or, you know, Echo. Yeah. You know, not really much different than what they have been doing.
Exactly.
Actually worse, if that, you know. So I think like this is an outlier for now. Yeah. Is this going to be the standard? Because now, I mean, I read an article saying like Disney now knows they can still make a lot of money on a rated R movie. Yeah. Like the rated R didn't stop them from making a lot of money on this movie. So it doesn't necessarily mean that everything's going to be rated R, and I don't think everything has to be.
Right. It does not. Of course, it does not.
But I think if they're going to keep going with the shared universe, not the multiverse, but like the share, like you know, the first couple phases where like everything ties into a main storyline.
Yeah, the fake 616.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the fake, not the real 616, the fake movie 616.
Fake 616.
I think they're gonna get into trouble reining it all in, right? Because like if Deadpool does end up becoming a part of the main MCU, how does he fit into this core storyline and this core tone? You know what I mean? Because I don't think they're gonna really. My pessimistic side is telling me they're not gonna really branch out from the main formula so much. You'll get Deadpool here. Maybe we get lucky, we get Daredevil or some kind of other darker series, you know?
Yeah.
But I can't ever see the core formula changing much.
Right. That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
Right. And with this movie, is it going to change things? Is it going to be the thing that slaps him in the face and says, hey, wait, we can just tell good stories. We can tell good stories, expand on it, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Or are they going to be too timid and afraid? And let's
go back. Like, okay, we got their attention again. Let's just keep doing the same thing.
Now that we got them back, let's keep doing the same garbage.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's it. Now that we got them back.
Yeah.
Let's do the same.
I think that's the whole thing with this. And that's my kind of reservation about the whole point, the agenda of Deadpool is to get people back on their side.
Right.
Because people are not on the MCU side right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's I mean, at least a lot, like phenomenally less than they were 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Big time.
You know? So I think, I feel like this in the back of my mind with how Disney is run as a corporation and you know, money's all that matters really in a lot of ways or most ways.
I mean, it's a business, so I understand.
Yeah, I get it, but it just seems like there's this overall agenda that says we need to get them back on our side.
Yeah,
let's give them Deadpool.
Right, and then, now that they're back, let's milk them again.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll see.